Hi everyone, welcome to Relatively Refined. My name is Patty. In today's video, we are going to be spending some time in the kitchen. We have quite a to-do list. We are going to make a hostess gift. We need to decorate my new kitchen tree, which I'm very excited about. We're going to create a beautiful colonial inspired centerpiece for my kitchen table. I also have a new tabletop purchase I'll be showing you and sharing some festive areas of my home as we prepare for the upcoming Christmas holiday. If all of that sounds good to you, go get cozy and let's get on with the video. Good morning. So we have a busy day here at my home. I am actually making a list right now, and it's because I am working on decorating my kitchen. I personally think there is nothing more cozy when you live in New England and we have a fresh snowfall, so it's even more cozy. There is nothing cozier or more New England than a nice colonial kitchen. So that is what I am working with. On my list, I need to pick up a pineapple because I am making a centerpiece. And if you have watched this channel for a while, you know that my centerpiece is typically a wreath with fruit on it and a pineapple in the center. Well, typically the wreath is on my dining room table, but this year I want to put it on my kitchen table, which is a smaller round table. And the wreath opening is creating too large of a space. So I'm going to try to put it, as I've done in the past, on this silver tray with the pineapple in the center and see if that works. If not, I may have to go to plan B. So we need to get a pineapple. I need to get some hooks to hang ornaments. I dried these oranges last night, and so these are going to go on my kitchen tree as well as on the wreath that is around my that is my centerpiece. I need to pick up a small poinsettia. I have one of them and now I need another because it's so cute. We're going to make a little thoughtful gift. It's a hostess gift that we're going to make, and it is these mulled spice bags. I have one here to show you, and I'll just do a quick demo on how to make those. My sister Kathleen made these fabulous simmer pot sachets. It's a very similar idea, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but I do want to make those because I would like to give those as hostess gifts. So we're going to get going on that. I'm going to decorate my kitchen with you today, and I will show you what it looks like all complete. And also, I have a few things that I picked up a few days ago that I wanted to share with you. So all this to say, we've got a lot to get done, so let's get going. Before we get started with this video, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about Nabisfabrics. This company reached out to us and asked if we might like to try and review some of their tabletop items. And if you know Relatively Refined, we were not going to say no to tabletop. You may notice that these tablecloths and table runners are on a table that you may not have seen very much of, and that is because it is our mother's table. Recently, she had a health scare, and the three of us sisters were down visiting her. And that's when the tablecloths and table runners arrived. And since we were gifting some of them to her, it actually worked out. So that is why the lighting may not be as high quality as you may be used to, but it is on our mom's table. So the first thing we noticed about these beautiful items is the quality. They are thick. Many of them are lined. Some of them have a water-resistant coating on them, which is great for those spills that happen so frequently. They have gorgeous patterns and it's just an unbelievable selection. Honestly, it was so hard to select the ones we wanted. I opted for this beautiful William Morris inspired tablecloth for my small table. Our mom selected this beautiful red tablecloth. Paula loved this homespun plaid tablecloth, and the table runners were absolutely exquisite. We really enjoyed seeing the details like the tassels on some, beautiful stitching. Nabisfabrics has very generously provided relatively refined viewers with an exclusive coupon code. You will find it linked in the description box. Their website is easy to use. Honestly, the hardest part is making a decision. So go ahead and check out Nabisfabrics for a unique handcrafted gift this season, or maybe as a special gift for yourself. We don't think you'll be disappointed. We certainly were not. Happy shopping! Here I am last night preparing orange slices to be dried. I use them in so many different things. They are perfect to embellish centerpieces and wreaths. They are great in cocktails. And I am making some to hang on my kitchen tree. So there's lots of uses for these. It just isn't Christmas at my house unless I have some dried orange slices. During the holidays, I like to have hostess gifts on hand. Sometimes there's a last minute invitation and it's nice to have something to bring. I'm going to put together mulling spice mixes, and you can add them to wine as you see here, or with cider. These will just be kind of like a tea bag, but they will have mulling spices in them. I ordered these muslin bags on Amazon. I will put a link in the description box. These are, I think they're 2" by 4", but they will be linked there. And I am just going to add about 1/3 of a cup of mulling spice mix to them. Now, if you can't find mulling spice, you can certainly make your own with cloves and cinnamon and allspice, but my store had mulling spice mix. It was a co-op, but I have seen it in other places as well. So I'm literally just adding about 1/3 of a cup of mulling spice mix. I think that is to be mixed with 1 quart of liquid, so whether it's apple cider or wine. And then I had whole cinnamon sticks, and what I did is I just snapped them in half. I will use half of them in the mix, and I will save half as an embellishment for the actual mulling spice bag. You can certainly add dried oranges to this. I did not because I wanted those whole slices for the tree and centerpiece, and they were a little bit too large to tie on the bag. But you could certainly break those in half and put some in, or break them into pieces. It would be delicious in a mulling spice mix. And then I'm just wrapping the bags with a pretty green ribbon. I'm going to tie it off with a cinnamon stick, and then the string that is used to close the bag that I'm showing you right there is perfect for hanging over a wine bottle or a quart of apple cider. I think it makes a really nice little hostess gift, and it could not be easier. When it comes to decorating my kitchen tree, I of course wanted homemade ornaments, lots of dried oranges. I had made some cinnamon and applesauce ornaments last year, so I have those. I'm going to hang some cookie cutters up on the tree. I have a few of these pretty copper ornaments because I think copper in a kitchen is just so warm and cozy. And my sister Kathleen had suggested, if you watched the video, oh gosh, it was months and months ago, I picked up a cookie press and it came with all of these little, I guess they're the, these attachments, these things that get pressed on to the base of the cookie press. Are they called molds? I'm not really sure what they're called, but anyway, she suggested I actually hang those on my kitchen tree, and I thought that was such a great idea. So I selected a few. Obviously, this one is a tree, so that one it will be fun. I have a star. Oops. And this one is a camel, which I thought was super funny, but I think it's appropriate, right, for Christmas because the Magi come on a camel. And I think that was it for the ones that I found. So I'm just going to put pretty ribbon through these and hang them on the tree, along with the copper cookie cutters, the dried oranges, and I have a few other things that I'll show you on the tree that I've already put up there. Now, I have never done a kitchen tree. Our sentimental family Christmas tree is in the living room. But this year, I thought with the smaller table, I had a little more room, and I thought it would just be fun to have a very homespun, colonial-inspired Christmas tree. I really enjoyed selecting ornaments for this kitchen tree, making them and finding ornaments that I already had that would be suitable for the tree. And here I am hanging up some of my copper cookie cutters. This is the heart. I just put some green ribbon around it, and I think it just looks so cute there. Again, very homey, very warm, very inviting, and of course, appropriate for a kitchen tree. That red garland was something I thrifted. I thought it looked like cranberries. One of my favorite ornaments that I selected for this tree was from my mom. It is one of those Swedish cut paper ornaments, and this was on our family tree, but I like it here because it really stands out and I get to enjoy it while I'm working in the kitchen. It's one of my favorites. Here is a look at my kitchen tree, all decorated. I just love sitting in my kitchen and looking at this, having my coffee in the morning. And all of the ornaments are either homemade or specifically selected for this tree. There's a look at those cookie press discs. There's a tree right there. I just tied the green ribbon on, and I love the way it looks. My cinnamon applesauce ornaments and my orange slices I think are perfect for this tree. There is a copper cookie cutter that you saw before. There are a few of them throughout. A while back, I thrifted these candle clips and I found just the right candle to put in them. Now, of course, I'm not going to light them, but I love the way it looks. And there is another copper cookie cutter, appropriately a Christmas tree. And the plaid tree skirt is actually a round tablecloth that I thrifted. Again, I'm going for a very homespun, old-fashioned colonial Christmas using natural elements, fruit, candles, and, of course, kitchen items. I do also love this felted mouse. This is the only type of mouse I like. I am terrified of mice, but you put them in an apron, I love it. And there's where it sits in my kitchen. I struggled a little bit this year with my centerpiece. My kitchen table is smaller and I just thought the scale was off. The wreath was too big. There was too much of a space between the pineapple and the wreath. And while I didn't notice it on the large table, I just didn't like the way it looked on this. And in addition, I did not like the way it looked under this, on top of that placemat. It just was not working for me. So I needed to mix things up. I ended up getting a smaller wreath at Trader Joe's, and that worked perfectly. I also removed the placemat. And to make it all work even better, I want to show you something that I recently picked up at a consignment store, and I think it is perfect for this table. I picked up recently at a consignment store this fabulous table runner. It is small, it has fruit on it, and it has the colors I love, which are those blacks and golds and greens, and I thought this would be perfect for my Colonial table. So let's make it work. And here it is. So there's the smaller Trader Joe's wreath that I just put on here. I added some of those dried orange slices, some pine cones, and I think it looks so good on this table runner. I have my black candlesticks, and you can see the pineapple fits nicely in that opening. There's no gap, and I just love, love, love to decorate with real fruit. I think it is so, I don't know, there's just something about real fruit that is so Christmassy to me. And the black candlesticks, in them, I have these tree candles, which I actually picked up last year at Stowe Living when I went, and I could not find them. So this year when I was unpacking Christmas stuff, there they were. So I think they look perfect on this table. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I think the scale is right, and I think I really hit the look I was going for, which was a kind of homespun colonial Christmas table centerpiece. Remember, I mentioned that I needed to get another small poinsettia, and I did do just that. So here it is, just on this side table in my living room, inside of this small blue and white vessel. You may not think of red, white, and blue as very Christmassy, but I think there is something very Christmassy about this look. And let's head on over to this corner while we're here in my living room to show you what I have done. I've just put out a few things. On top of this side table is a ceramic Santa Claus, which was a gift from my son, and he is one of my favorite Christmas decorations. And I think this jolly old elf looks great on top of this silver-plated compote. And I just have a little red table runner and a little coaster, handmade coaster that was a gift from my mom. I think a red poinsettia in a blue and white planter is a great centerpiece for a coffee table. This is one of those small poinsettias, and I think it looks perfect in this little ceramic blue and white planter. In general, and specifically at the holidays, I like to keep my coffee table pretty clear. This is where we play games. This is where we will have like a charcuterie board, or if we have snacks and hors d'oeuvres, this is where they'll be served. So it works best to just have one or two simple things on it that can be easily moved. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your kind gift of friendship this year. And we all want to wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season, and we will see you in the new year.